back to Giggles and Gays, the podcast where we talk about whatever you tell us to. I'm Alan.
And I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're gay. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
How's it going?
You guys good?
Going pretty well.
You ready for another magical episode?
Magical episode.
Magical episode.
I was expecting a whopping one, but okay.
A whopping one? Can you tell me what a whopping episode is?
Yeah, WAP? I can tell you all about WAP.
I think that's for another podcast, for another date and time.
What is my anthem?
Is it your anthem?
I said that in the intro episode. Can I just let you know the first song I played with your guys' Apple Music was WAP?
No, you didn't.
Oh my
I told
gosh.
Patrick we had it when we were in the car. He was like, oh, cool. And I was like, yeah, I wonder. And I just put WAP on. It started playing because I don't
Just
own
put
it.
it on repeat as it's going down the road.
Macaroni in a pot.
Macaroni in a pot.
That's a WAP.
That's a wop.
It's a lyric in the song.
Is it a
Macaroni.
bop?
No, it's a bucket and a mop.
I'm sorry, but when we were listening to that thing
my
and it
gosh.
immediately did that thing about the dangly thing in my throat, I could not.
The little dangly thing.
I just
hanging in
couldn't.
the back of my throat.
Anyways, to go to something a little bit not, I think it's safe to say today we're going to be talking about magic.
What?
Actually, specific magic. We're going to be talking a little bit about Disney today. Something that we all know and love, especially being in the area that we are in.
Orlando.
Yeah. So we've done a little bit of research.
Don't try and
We've
find
gone
us.
to the parks.
Now that you
and-
know where we live, don't find us.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't
Find
care.
Alan. But
I don't live in Orlando, so it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so we're gonna do a little talking about magic, and I believe, if I'm correct, my husband has done a little bit of research and has compiled some questions to let you know a little bit about Disney. This is just the first of a Disney episode. We've got a lot more coming. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw it over to him.
So, in this first Disney episode, we're just gonna talk about our favorites and our least favorites, and
I'm good with
some
that.
memories, some stuff like that, and we'll just see where it takes us.
All right. Well, are you ready, Jeff?
I was born ready for this.
You were born ready.
You're
Born ready.
I don't
to
think
talk
we're
about
gonna
your
make
favorite
it.
Disney
I
stuff.
don't think we're gonna make it.
We're not.
We made it. Look what we brought with us, a podcast. So, we'll start with a very easy one, very basic. Who is your favorite character? Alan, who's your favorite
We all
character?
know Alan.
My favorite character. I don't know if you've listened to any podcasts. Well, I hope if you're listening to this one, you have. Peter Pan is my favorite character.
And why is he your favorite?
I mean, first off, it was the first real Disney movie I remember my mom letting me watch. And then I played it over and over. But I am an only child. And I also have red hair. My ears are not pointy. I also like the color green. And I also do not like girls kissing me. So,
Yeah.
all of those things. But no, I don't know. It's
Are we trying to say Peter Pan's gay?
I mean, he's...
so one of my favorite things that really made me. I really liked the flight when they went to Neverland. That was really fun.
You did not deny my
I'm
question.
completely ignoring the question. I mean, just anyone that knows about Peter Pan can probably answer that question.
I'm pretty sure they made a sequel where he grew up, got married, and had some kids.
Yes, but that's Robin Williams. Different universes.
Oh, sorry. That's
Different universes.
Different Peter Pan universe.
Different Peter Pan. A
the
lot of
collective
people.
multiverse of Peter Pan.
A lot of
In
people.
the Peter Pan verse.
A lot of gay guys grow up and marry women and have kids and then eventually come out. That's just things
So
like
we're
that
waiting
happen.
for that part of the-
We're waiting for that part 2. Hook part 2. Arr. But yeah, so that
Coming out.
he coming out. He is my favorite character. I love Peter Pan. I love meeting him in the parks. It's very rare that he flies to Neverland anymore, but he does come to visit the parks a lot, so it's always fun. Plus, I have 2 tattoos of Peter Pan. I have Hook on one leg and Peter Pan on my other leg, done by a wonderful tattoo artist that I will go ahead and give a quick plug to, which is Jess. She is at Pride and Envy currently. Her Instagram is @JMC_tattoos. So give her a look up. She's really wonderful. So definitely do that. But yeah, that's my favorite. Who's your favorite character, Jeff? Tom Holland does not count.
Technically, he's Spider-Man, and he is a
He's
Disney
not
property.
the character.
Can Darth Vader be my favorite character?
He can, because
But he's not. Thanos, 'cause
but
he
Disney
snapped
does
everybody
own
out
it.
of the universe, half the universe. My favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
My first full sentence was, "I see the Beast." As a kid, growing up, because I saw a Beast toy in the store, and I said, "I see the Beast." That was my first full sentence as a kid.
Oh, wow.
For a second, it didn't click that was your first full sentence.
Full
I thought
sentence.
for a second, I just thought that was like my first words were. And
No,
I was like,
sentence.
you were just holding on to those? Not, oh,
Sentence.
mom, dad. It was.
Sentence.
I see the
I watched
Beast.
it so many times when I was a kid. I broke the tape. Remember tapes were a thing? Yeah,
Oh.
I broke the tape. They had to buy a new one.
For me, it was Little Mermaid, and my brother, it was The Jungle Book, and we'd get so upset, so they had to buy two, and they'd rewind one while the other was playing.
Oh wow!
Mine was
That's-
that straight to Disney DVD of. It was I've told you this before. The one that has the band on it, and where Mickey goes into a dream, and then the gloves, he dances with gloves.
Yes, it was like
and,
the golden years of Mickey
yeah.
or something.
I think my parents recorded that when Disney Channel wasn't free. And it was like, this is your winter preview. And it would show things like Anne of Avonlea and Anne of Green Gables, the original one filmed in Canada. And that show was on there, so my parents recorded it on a cassette tape. And goodness, I used to wear that out.
Yeah, I broke the tape.
That's sad.
It was, but I got a new one.
A DVD.
No, a tape.
Oh, another tape?
DVDs didn't exist when we were kids.
I mean, I was at least 11 or 12, I feel like.
Okay, and I'm talking. It was my first sentence, so I'm not 11 or 12. God, I'm like
I don't know when you had your first sentence.
3, I guess. 2, probably 2. 1, 2, I don't know.
I always wanted to be Mrs. Potts when I was younger. Because Angela Lansbury.
6 alive and I'll be blessed.
Oh my gosh, is that a smudge? And goodness, I'm in the flame. And see, that's when I knew I was a flamer.
Larry go.
I think I have a lot of favorite characters.
You only get one.
Yeah, you only get one.
Wow, I feel attacked.
Very attacked right now.
If I had to pick one favorite character, I'd choose Mickey. Like it's a pretty like normal choice.
It's a basic bitch choice, but keep going.
Excuse me.
At least I would have a distinction like Sorcerer Mickey or
Yeah, but
Steamboat Willie or Whirlwind Mickey or
you're just looking at all of our
Gamer
bops on the
Mickey or Christmas Mickey
Or those
Literally
metallic,
just
or those
naming
metallic ones.
or metallic Mickey. You can have any Mickey.
Yeah,
Maybe he
well,
wants-
both of
maybe
you
he
were.
wants them all.
You only wanted me to choose one, so I'm just choosing.
You can pick 2.
Mickey.
Okay,
He can be
you
as
can pick-
accessorized.
If you can pick
as
anybody
different
but
one.
you can pick anybody but Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
Who would
there
you
we go.
pick?
Because everyone loves Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse. Because he's the leader of the pack.
He's the leader of the what?
The pack. 'Cause
He's the
pack
leader
rat.
of the pack.
Anyways, continue.
Oh, you've been so close in all of your quotes. You've been so close. Okay,
No
fine.
idea what you're talking about. My
Chernabog.
quotes are always correct.
Who?
Chernabog.
Oh, that's a good one.
We'll take it.
He's the
It's not Mickey.
the winged devil in the Night on Bald Mountain
Why is he your favorite?
skit. Because he's amazing and powerful, and he exists just to be evil. And then, like, the sun comes up and they all start singing. He's like, "Fine, I'll go back to bed."
I think they should make a movie of Chernabog.
They were
when
going to at one
Chernabog was a
point.
little lad.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
But he's like
Was he ever a little
some
guy?
big.
We have to know how he
demon.
got there, though.
Weren't they making a Chernabog movie? But
He
they
just decided that there's a mountain and I want to be in it.
But, like, he needs... What if he wasn't born evil? What if evil was thrust upon him?
What if he was the devil? Well, because I mean, literally though, that's kind of what the inspiration was the devil,
Oh, that's not what quote I was going with, but okay.
right? You're so close.
I was going with Wicked.
Thrust upon.
Chernabog is an upcoming 2021 live action film by Disney.
Who's playing Chernabog?
It's supposed to come out October 8th, 2021. I'm pulling it up now. Hold on.
Anyone good?
I'm looking.
But he's my favorite. As a kid, we used to have to skip past the A Night on Bald Mountain sequence because it was just like, as a kid, it was terrifying.
You're close, kind of. It comes, it's his backstory and how he became the most powerful demon on Bald Mountain.
See,
look at you.
Jason Lyles is Chernobog?
who's that?
Guess we're going on.
Is he
IMDb?
attractive?
Yeah, let's see so that our listeners can hear.
I'll post it to the Instagram. We will post it to the Instagram.
Well, while you guys are looking that up,
What was his name again?
I got
did
Jason
we
Lyles.
want to share our least favorite characters?
Oh my.
Oh, why don't you go first?
Well, what was the question?
Least favorite character. I don't know if I have a least favorite. I feel like there are some that are like, I love all of the Disney characters, but there are some that I feel I'm not very attached to. And so, one of them that I've always had trouble with is Ariel. Like, and I don't know why, because as an adult, I'll watch The Little Mermaid and I'll be like, oh, actually, I really like this. It's about a woman finding her voice and love and deciding, taking risks and adulthood and poor unfortunate souls. But everyone's like, oh, she's my favorite character. And I just,
Not feeling it?
yeah.
Well, for a lot of little redheaded girls, it's like
She was the
the
redhead.
only character that looks like them, with a tail and everything.
Oh, remember when people were so upset? They're like, she's the only redhead and this and that. And we were like, guys.
I'm very excited for the Ariel remake, though. Hopefully, they give her a little bit more to do. I'm excited for it. My least favorite, gosh, my least favorite character? There's a couple. I don't like the Aristocats as a whole. I don't like their character
Okay, it's just a
group.
whole. It's just a whole. That movie, fuck it.
All of the characters,
Some
those
of the
cats
characters
can go.
Just kick it down the stairs.
But like the male cat and the female cat and then the 3 kitty cats. I don't know. I would rather see a movie with everyone else, every other cat that was in that movie than them.
You mean all the stereotypes?
Like the
are the
jazz singing
stereotypes.
ones.
They
and
are
were just
all-
all very interesting.
They were.
One least favorite character, I would probably say, I'm thinking of the ride specifically, Figment. I don't like Figment.
What's wrong with Figment?
I don't feel like Figment matches or goes with Epcot at all.
I feel he does. I feel he just got gutted. And then,
The problem is it used to, because there used to be so much innovation stuff at Epcot, and he's about imagination, and it was imagining the future, because that's what Epcot used to be about. Now they're just trying to gut it and make it into a normal theme park like everything else.
Why can't they just imagine Figment away?
why can't they just
Or
imagine
imagine
that?
something better than Figment? Or why couldn't they just imagine that Epcot is going to be more than a festival park?
It'll never be more than a festival.
I mean, but...
Clearly they don't know what to do because it's just a festival right now.
well, it is food and wine.
Now it can start as food and wine, but it started in July.
Yeah, well, I mean...
It opened as...
But-
No, it opened up... It didn't even open as food and wine. It was like the International Food Festival, which is technically food and wine, but it was like... Also, here's the second half of Flower and Garden, because they only opened with Flower and Garden merchandise, no food and wine merchandise.
I know they'll eventually get Epcot into a shape where it's more... And I'm excited for that day to happen.
The problem is it's all under construction right now.
It's all under construction. It was very hard to maneuver in the park with the walls. But anyways, we're talking about least favorite characters. What is your least favorite character,
I
Jeff?
fucking hate Olaf.
Wow.
So what did you think of him in the second Frozen
So he's
film?
funny. I think the problem is I hate Josh Gad. Burning passion. I fucking hate him. I hate him
Really?
so much. I don't like him at all. I don't think he's funny. I don't like anything about him. But the Olaf character in the second one was pretty funny because he was sarcastic.
Not even in Book of Mormon?
I don't like Josh Gad.
Not even in Book of Mormon,
As
Josh
a human
Gad.
being, I don't like him. He's not allowed on this show.
Josh Gad, if
Just
you would like
kidding.
to come on
If
and
you wanna
defend
come on and
yourself
yeah, I was gonna
against
say
the hatred of this
I
untalented
just don't-
individual across from me, feel free to come on, Josh Gad. I would love to meet you.
I just don't like
I
him.
think you're wonderful.
I can't get behind him. I don't like him.
Wow. So favorite ride?
Oh wow!
I guess it's not Frozen Ever After. Jeez.
I just don't like Olaf. Why can't I like Olaf? Not like
Because
Olaf.
he gives warm hugs.
He's an idiot.
Oh my gosh. Josh Gad, please come on this podcast and defend
Technically,
yourself.
Josh Gad didn't invent Olaf. I guess I don't hate Olaf. I just hate Josh Gad.
Exactly.
Can
So
he be a Disney character right now?
so see, you're wrong. So name a character you don't like.
I mean, I don't like Olaf. But
Okay, so then you don't like Olaf.
Oh,
You
no, I'll
just
pick somebody
don't
else. I'll
like
pick-
Josh Gad.
Oh,
either.
can I change my least favorite?
No.
yeah, you can. Well, I think of another one.
Because I have Tow Mater.
You don't like him
Mater
because he's a
is-
stupid redneck type character.
And the thing is, his characterization does get... It got thrown to the wayside in the second film.
Is this Cars?
This is
Cars,
Cars. Yeah. It's Larry the Cable Guy's
I've only seen Cars
character.
You
Well,
haven't seen Cars 2 and 3?
summary of
I
Cars 2
just saw
because
Cars
he's
1
not in Cars 3 at all.
during the quarantine.
So in the second one,
I've never seen
Lightning
Ratatouille.
McQueen's like, "Hey, I'm gonna race around the world," and Mater's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go too," and then he gets wrapped up in spy stuff.
Isn't the third one really good?
We liked the third one. We
was
watched
very
it
good, yeah.
during quarantine.
But like the whole film, he's like, "Wait, no, there are times where I am kind of dumb." And where I just make these silly impulsive choices. Like, maybe I should dial that back a bit. And like, and it's fair because like, it like, okay, cool. Like, it doesn't take away from who you are as a person. You're still a lovable, like, dude. But then McQueen comes in and he's like, no, don't change anything about yourself, regardless of how bad it is to everyone around you. And it was like, we're not about self-improvement here.
Did
So-
anyone know that there are no gay cars in the movie Cars? You see absolutely no SUVs at all.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I bet you we could find some SUVs.
I mean, there would be nice. And there's no hybrid vehicles, so there's no
In the second one-
bisexual cars.
In the second one, it was all about that. He was like, "Oh, we're a hybrid," and then he was a liar.
I don't.
So that was
remember
just
that.
bad by representation.
I've never seen Ratatouille.
Oh, I love Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's actually a good film.
Yeah, it's
I
a really
recommend
good
it.
film.
I have nothing yet. I just haven't seen it.
So are you going to see it before you go on the ride?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
Okay, so
I
everyone
have all
check
these-
back.
so I have
Before
all these-
Ratatouille opens, Jeff is going to watch it, and he's going to give a personal review of Ratatouille.
Okay.
So rides. Favorite rides.
Are we on favorite rides?
Yeah, we are. Finally,
Ooh,
on
are we doing
ride.
favorite rides
our top
at
three?
each park?
We could do
or
top
favorite
three.
ride, 3 favorite rides altogether.
Three
Three
overall.
3 favorite.
Because I can't think of 3 at
Ooh.
Epcot.
Okay,
There's only
so
3 rides at Epcot, so I just got to put them in order.
I will go
Sorry, there's
first.
4.
I have not a problem. So top 4, are we doing 4? No,
No, 3.
3.
Sorry, I was saying there's 4 rides at Epcot.
Okay, I will go with Peter Pan's Flight in both Disneyland and Disney World for both places.
We can only do Disney World.
Oh, we can-
Some of us haven't been to Disneyland.
Well, that's just
that
Some of
sucks.
us
That's
almost
a
went.
you problem.
Some of us almost went, but a pandemic
Well,
happened.
technically,
Fair.
all 4 of us almost went.
Right.
But then 2 of us weren't allowed to go.
Oh, well, let's not get into this.
And then 1 person just couldn't go. Anyways, so I would say Peter Pan's Flight in both Disney World and Disneyland. And then from there, I would go to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad because I loved that ride.
It was so
Jeff
much fun.
disagrees, but that's my opinion. I loved it.
I
Jeff,
like-
it's not your turn. And then
No,
I'd say my
wanna defend
third
myself.
favorite. Oh, this is a hard one because honestly, it's the People Mover.
Who doesn't like the people?
Love the People Mover.
people who like to walk.
People who like to walk. Who are they?
It wasn't on when I was there the other day.
I don't think it's running at the
I don't
moment.
think it is, and I was so depressed.
Wait, we were there the other day together, weren't we? No,
That was it.
that was you and I. forgot. I'm sorry. We went to Epcot
We
together.
went to Epcot. I was like, we were there on Sunday with me. I don't remember you. being
We were
there.
stalking you.
No, I was sitting at home alone.
You could have come.
Nothing to do.
You could've
Wasn't invited.
You knew I was going. You, could've
No, I didn't.
you knew I was going to Hollywood Studios.
Anyways, would you like to say your thing about Mickey and Minnie's Railroad?
I liked it,
You only liked it though.
but I don't think it should have replaced the Great Movie Ride.
I think Great Movie Ride should get a new track.
I agree with new movies.
Right. I think they could have updated or something, but I didn't think they had to change the whole thing.
I think it's a perfect location for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I think they should tear down Don't Come For Me Anyone, Indiana Jones. And I think they should build a new Great Movie Ride there.
You know what they should do over there? They should just make an Indiana Jones ride. Because
Isn't
we
there
need
one in
one.
Disneyland?
It is,
Yes,
and it's marvelous.
amazing.
It's-
amazing.
Take Dinosaur in Disney's Animal Kingdom
Same ride track.
and movement and everything, and make it Indiana Jones and better.
Yeah. It's amazing. We ride it multiple times when we go.
I just don't think it should have replaced the Great Movie Ride. I'm not saying we couldn't have had this
Right.
ride. I also think it probably well, I guess you're going into the cartoon, so I guess it kind of fits in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
But I also feel like all like the Mickey stuff typically stays in the Magic Kingdom. So you probably could have there's no land it would have fit into. That's the problem right
Not
now.
anymore.
Not anymore. If Toontown was still here, it would have gone to Toontown. I just don't think it should have replaced the Great Movie Ride. I think the Great Movie Ride should have been updated, which I understand. They could have kept some of the older stuff, but put some newer stuff in so that kids
think-
nowadays can relate. Like, they definitely would have probably put Frozen in or something.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
And I think they ran into that I think because they were trying to update it and then it just didn't go through. I think they ran into the same problem there that they did at Disney Quest, where the cost to update it to keep it current and to keep the ideas and films current would have just been too much.
I guess.
Because I love the classics. I love the Great Movie Ride. It's one of the rides that I would absolutely love to work at. Like, if it was still there and I could apply and go to Disney, I would work the Great Movie Ride. I loved that ride. It was so much fun. We have friends who loved that ride, and most of them got put at Jungle Cruise. But after that, but I don't know. I agree with you somewhat. I just think it's the perfect place for the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railroad. I cried during the dancing scene. Like, I teared up a lot.
Because it was just so much fun.
It was so pretty. It was so great. But no, I really like. That's why. But Jeff, what are your top 3?
Splash Mountain's my favorite ride.
Okay, how are you with the?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I like Princess and the Frog, but there is nothing wrong with the actual ride of Splash Mountain. There isn't. And I understand. I've watched Song of the South. I've seen the movie. I get it. But the ride has nothing relating to the movie or to do with the movie. It just has the little characters that were mentioned in the story of the movie. There's nothing wrong with Splash Mountain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're not
makes
wrong.
sense. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
And I understand it's been in the works of that they were going to change it for a long time. When they announced it, it kind of just felt like they were kind of like...
It felt shoehorned.
Yeah,
Just
it felt shoehorned
hey,
at the time.
check this out, guys.
Yeah, like, hey, we're going to change it to Princess and the Frog, the Black Princess movie.
That was
And
all
it's-
publicity, though.
I know.
They did it in the wrong way.
And I think that's why it came off as a bad taste.
Like if we had heard about it before or after
Yes.
the moment.
I
it
think
was-
closer to the 50th would have been a better time to do it as far as publicity wise.
it's probably
I know
when they're
why
gonna
they
release
did it when they did it.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Which
But-
I think was smart and not smart.
But they also just refurbished it. They just added a ton of Splash Mountain stuff into Splash Mountain. Like, they changed the part of the queue right before you get there. They put all those things in the wall. I don't know when the last time you guys went to Splash Mountain, but they added things in the wall where it's more of the story and stuff like that. They added a couple more animatronics inside the ride as well. Like, they just fixed... I don't want to say fixed it, but they just refurbished. It was closed for, like, half the year, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah, they
Right.
probably just sped up production.
Yeah, and it just... I don't know,
okay.
it's...
Well, Morn with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably like the Princess and the Frog one.
Oh, I think it's going to be great.
I'm sure it's going to be
I'm
great. I'm
so
sure they'll
excited.
figure out some way to integrate the story into it. But, like...
Which wouldn't really be too hard. They could do anything.
But it's Splash Mountain, Splash Mountain. Like, are they going to change the name of it? They're gonna have to change.
No, you still get splashed on
But
a
my
mountain.
other problem is
Splash with Tiana.
my other problem is in Disney World it does not fit the theme of Frontierland.
Why?
At New Orleans?
New Orleans was a frontier.
But it doesn't fit next to Big Thunder Mountain. It doesn't fit.
Splash Mountain doesn't fit next to Big Thunder Mountain.
Splash Mountain just takes place on the frontier.
In the woods.
It fits the way that the land looks. I just don't think having this New Orleans type thing.
But what if it's not New Orleans? What if it's like more of like the swamp and
The
stuff?
swampiness in the mountains.
That could fit.
And
We'll
the
see. I don't
bayou.
I just don't think it fits Frontierland personally.
I think it does, but I'm also Disneyland biased.
Yeah.
So maybe that's just me.
Well, it fits better. I was gonna say it fits better in Disney.
Oh, absolutely,
That's what
because
I'm
it's
saying.
right next door.
I'm specifically talking about Disney World.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it fits the mountain theme, though. I never considered Big Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain that much a part of Frontierland because it's just so far away from Frontierland.
It's a bridge.
Frontierland is a strip mall with some popcorn stands.
Exactly.
No, I love Frontierland.
And a place to put.
I just feel like it's gonna be out of place in Disney World specifically. I feel like it's gonna be out of place. I know that in Disneyland, it's right near the area.
I figured it out. Okay, so you know how it's right next to... Now, I know you haven't been to Disneyland, but in Disneyland, the way they tie in Pirates of the Caribbean with New Orleans Square is you start in the bayou, and then you go, oh, wow, Pirates of the Caribbean. What if they take that little area back behind Pecos, and they push it a bit more of that southern New Orleans style, because then you're right next to Adventureland Pirate Spot.
Right.
I mean, they can, but they still have the
See?
bridge that they have to get over. The problem with the Disneyland area too is though it's like kind of, I guess where Alan's coming from, where it's separated, is because there's the bridge. You got to cross over the bridge to get into the other two rides because the parade route comes through there. So that's why there's the
Fair.
big gap.
They'll just take it out. No more bridge. We're done.
No more bridge.
No more bridge. You got to take a
bridge.
boat to get over there, just like Tom Sawyer's Island. You gotta take a boat to get to that half of the park. I don't know. I'm not mad. I'm upset. I personally don't. Unless they change a lot of things in that area, I think it's gonna look a little weird. At least in Disney World.
Well, I think at the moment we have, like, they've only released, like, what they're going to do. You know, all that stuff is going to change a good billion
Or they just leave
times.
it. No, not anymore. Rise of Resistance would be my second favorite.
Because
now.
you just wrote that.
Yes.
Yes, it was wonderful.
And then Star Tours. I love Star Tours.
Star Tours is
I
fun.
can go on it 100 times in a row and not be bored.
What about Sick?
No, I don't get motion sickness.
I can write it once and I'm fine.
Twice and you're woozy.
Twice I'm a little woozy. 3 times.
We wrote it 3 times in a row, I think, one time.
Well, it was, I figured it out. It was like his family was down one time and we had gotten those paper fast passes, that they used to have. And his brothers and sisters just wanted to keep riding it. And I only got through 3 and I had to be like, I'm sorry. I'm done. I couldn't handle it anymore. And I had to just bow out. It was a lot.
Well, I love that it's not always going to be the same experience.
No, even if just like little different combinations.
Yeah. I mean, I've
change
probably
it.
seen every combination almost at this point in my life.
Right.
But you never know what you're going to get when you get in there. Especially when they added like episode 7 stuff, and then episode 8, and then Galaxy's Edge. Like, it was just like, ooh, am I going to get it this time? Nope. All right, back in line. You just go right back on. Because, I mean, I have the DAS pass, so if it's less than a 30-minute wait, I'm just
Right,
going-
exactly.
I just keep going right back on it.
Who waits 30 minutes anymore?
I waited
Everyone.
an hour the other day for rides.
Everyone.
We didn't.
I did. What are yours?
My 3 favorite
Before we forget about you.
are Haunted Mansion, all of them, Pirates of the Caribbean, because it's Pirates of the Caribbean, and I
What do you think
loved...
about the refurbish on it?
I love all of it. I've loved every iteration of Pirates of the Caribbean. I liked it before they added the film stuff. I liked it after they added the film stuff. I liked it when it was We Want's the Redhead, and I like it now because Red's a more fleshed out character. Like, and I know a lot of people are upset with it. And initially I was like, oh, why did you have to change Mark Davis's thing? But like, the parks grow and expand and change with the times. And so I'm not mad because I can still look at Mark Davis's original drawings and be like, yeah, that was fun. But I'm also glad that we're seeing more in these rides. We're not just leaving them like they were.
Well, and we saw the Disneyland ride, the Disneyland Pirates of the Caribbean, the day before.
We rode
No,
one
the
of
day,
the last
the day
rides.
before they were starting refurbishment and adding Red to Disneyland.
Yeah, we got to see one of the last original ride-throughs.
It was like on our anniversary one year. Mm-hmm. We were in Disneyland and got to do that. And it was super fun.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So that's Haunted Mansion, Pirates.
And then my third would have to be Rise of the Resistance. It was just amazing. Like, no spoilers, of course, but it was an experience.
That's exactly what it was, an experience, for sure.
Yeah. We're not going to do top 3 least favorites because I'm sure we could go for quite a while. But if you went to Disney and someone had to drag you onto a ride, what ride would you have to say is your least favorite?
Small World.
Carousel Progress.
No, that's nap time.
No, I can't do it.
This is nap time.
It smells and it's boring.
I hate Small World because it gets stuck in my head all day and I can't stand it.
But you're going to ride, when you go to Disneyland, you're going to ride the Small World over there.
I'm going to ride it over there.
Because
World
it's
of
so
Laughter.
fun.
I
and a world
also
of tears.
am terrified of dolls,
Oh, yeah.
which is why Small World does not go over
It's
well.
only dolls.
Yes.
That's literally the point of the ride.
Yes. Yes.
Dolls.
So not only does it get stuck in my head, but it's also a nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that's me in scary movies, pretty much. What ride do you not want to go on? Splash Mountain.
No, actually, I really like
And
Splash
Soarin',
Mountain.
but I went on Soarin' for you guys.
If you didn't
Oh, I
get
didn't know
wet
you
on
didn't like
Splash
Soarin'.
Mountain,
Yeah, I told you I'm scared of heights the whole time. Or was
Oh,
it
I
you?
know. I probably just didn't listen.
you told both of us, and we
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, we're sorry,"
Probably didn't
and then we
listen.
didn't.
Oh no,
do
you told me I
anything.
didn't have to go on it. You said we don't have to go on it, and I said no, I'll go on it.
Oh, I did say that. Oh, I thought you just said you didn't want to sit on the end.
Yeah, I don't want to sit. So I don't
Oh.
like heights, but I don't want to sit on the end because whenever I sit on the end, I'm stupid because we're 500 feet, 1,000 feet in the air, and I look down, and then I get even more stressed
because
out.
you see the actual.
I don't know
height.
if you watched me when we were on the ride. I was in the middle, or not. I put Zach on the end, so I was on like the middle of our row. I was gripping on for dear life still.
Well, to be fair, when Larry and I ride Soarin', and this is completely true every time we ride Soarin', with family, anyone that rides with us, once we get on the ride and we buckle in and we start to go up, Larry and I care not about anyone else in the world.
I was gonna die.
This is so it's I don't know, it's kind of like a flaw, but we like hold hands and then we just like, I don't know, it's like we actually are feeling what they're feeling and we're like, oh my gosh, the smells, that's so pretty. And then we always do the polar bear thing where it's like the polar bear jumps out in the water and we're like, Rah! We like, there's little things we do, but no one else is on that ride when we ride Soarin'.
I wish I wasn't on the ride.
I told you didn't have to.
But I was nice and I went off with you, wasn't
So-
I? Because we used my disability pass, so I had to go on it.
It's true.
This is true. You do
I
have
had
to
to go.
go.
I
Like,
had
I'm
to
just
go.
getting my friends on. Leave me alone.
I held on for my dear life.
Well, we all
Because we were in the front row too. It's not as bad when I'm like in the third row, or like the middle row is usually fine because I can't really see anything down below. Like third row, I can still see down. First row though, there's nothing protecting me.
Nope.
I think the thing I don't like about soaring is it's a seat belt. It's not a
Harness.
harness.
Yeah.
If there was a harness, I probably would feel like not like I was gonna flip out and die. But
Well, I do this stupid thing where I like lift up my feet because I have like size 14 feet, and I know that the railing is not going to catch my feet, but I always lift up my feet so that way the railing doesn't catch me. Yeah.
and what ride do you not want to be ever on?
It's tough to be a bug.
What's wrong with this?
I don't know if that counts as a show.
It's
but-
it's a Disney ride
You get
experience.
poked in the butt by
What's
bugs. It's a
wrong
show.
with that show? Other than half the things don't work most of the time, it's literally just sitting there being like, you should feel bad about being a human. And we're gonna throw smoke bombs and hornets and spiders, and then we're gonna sting you, and then we're gonna have like everything run under you at the end of the show. Like, it's
Haven't gone
just
on that
not a
ride
good
since
time.
We were dating.
No, we went once, and that was
That
it.
was the only time. Not even when family come down do we go on it.
And I think honestly, it's because when I was a kid at California Adventure, they had it, and we were like, "Oh wow, Bugs Life," because my sisters really liked it. And then it was the wasp part where they sting you in the back,
Yeah.
and I wasn't ready for it, and it got me right in the shoulder, and I was like,
Oh.
"That hurts." And so I'm just trying.
I really don't like the Beauty and the Beast show, despite the fact that I love
Despite
the
some
movie.
mysterious circumstances that cut out
Mysterious
half the film.
circumstances.
Yeah. Well, because I was super excited. I'd never really seen it, and then we went to Disney. Patrick and I went to Disney one time. I'm like, oh, let's do it. I got a fast pass for it when fast passes were still a thing. And I mean, it's like the movie in like 10 minutes. They speed through everything.
Oh
I
yeah.
love the dancers though.
The dancing's
so
great and all that
good.
stuff, but like, Be Our Guest is like a second.
Be our
Like,
guest, be our guest, be our guest, kill the beast.
yeah,
And then the girl comes out with a.
it's just
funny.
I don't know. It's just like I get it. You got to do an abridged version because you're not going to do the whole show.
They could. They do Frozen.
But
Oh, you haven't seen it yet. You don't get to say anything.
what, the Frozen show?
In California,
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
they do the whole Frozen show.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's really good.
It's not. They could have done, but they do Finding Nemo. They do Finding Nemo the music, which I love watching.
Finding
that.
Nemo is great.
But why couldn't they have just done that with Beauty and the Beast? They don't have to do all the songs, but you can get more of the story out of the way.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong.
So, Jeff, would you say that's your least favorite show at Disney?
Show, yeah. What are the other shows?
Rivers of Light is my least favorite.
Well, that's a fireworks show. I hate
No, it's not a
Fantasmic.
fireworks. There are no fireworks in that show.
I hate Fantasmic
Why?
because it's not a fireworks show.
But it.
I went.
It's not supposed to be.
See, the problem was when you read the description of Fantasmic, it's described as a fireworks show. It is. They originally described it as a fireworks show, and I was so excited when I was a kid when it just opened to go see Fantasmic, and I went, and it's a great show. The acting's great, like the water effect. There's actors in it that dance.
Yeah.
I'm just because my face is screwed does not mean that
Okay.
you.
Okay. And like it's really cool, the water effects and all that stuff, but it's not a fireworks show.
No.
And
But
I
there's
think that's,
fireworks in the show.
it's not a fireworks show. And I think that's what really pissed me off. But the show I hate the most right now is the new Not So Scary fireworks show. Because it's not a fireworks show either, because Disney is so obsessed with their castle mapping nowadays that they got rid of Hollow Wishes and put whatever bull crap it was last year on it, where they mostly just did mapping and there were a couple fireworks in the background.
Well, they're not doing fireworks at all. So you're talking about last year's Halloween party.
That's what I said.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
Which
thought you
makes.
said this year.
Honestly, I'm upset at all of the versions of Hallowishes because they took out Maleficent and Hellfire. That was her song and her fireworks. She's like, "Oh, you didn't invite me to the party, haha. We'll show them how to do it." And then it Hellfire, da da da, and da, da, it's so cool. And then in every iteration of the fireworks show I've seen, they're just like, you know what?
you
Of
see
all of
last
these
year's?
villains, we'll just
We
cut
didn't
this
see
one out.
we didn't see Hollow Wishes.
It's not Hollow Wishes anymore.
I mean, we didn't see the version because we didn't go to
Halloween
the Halloween
fight
Well,
party.
because it's now Jack's the narrator of it, which is cool, whatever. But I think that the problem is everything happens on the castle now. So if you don't have a good view of the castle, you can't see what's happening. So apparently there's a Jack that comes out and is like down at the castle. But if you can't see the front of the fucking castle, how are you supposed to see it? And then they're so obsessed with their castle mapping that it just
Well, I mean, it is a way to save money by doing the castle mapping. That's probably why it's happening.
But you don't do the Halloween show all year long. And you don't do it every night.
And you do pay a lot of money for the tickets to be able to go there.
Yeah, they could do like it's not my fault that you're doing.
Oh, Happily Ever After?
Is that the new show?
Yeah.
I hate that show too.
Jeff.
Because it's not Wishes. I love Wishes.
Wishes had a 45-year run,
I know.
and it in both.
Happily Ever After just doesn't do it for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
It
you're
just
wrong.
It doesn't. Thanks.
It
Oh, I
doesn't make
disagree
sense,
so
but
much.
we'll let you have this.
Doesn't do it for me.
We saw the Last Wishes,
I guess I don't like any of the fireworks shows.
and the first Happily Ever After, I think.
I saw the second to last Wishes.
Is it only fireworks? No, hate it. Done. Did you not take a sparkler and shove it in my face? I hate it.
But I really liked Hollow. Like Hollow Wishes used to be my favorite
Oh, it was so cool.
show. And then last year I was so let down with the fireworks. Like I like the Halloween party better than the Christmas party.
Yeah, that's easy.
But that is a fact. It is better.
But now the Christmas fireworks show is better than the Halloween one, and that's a problem.
We haven't seen it in a couple of years.
So that's your least favorite Hallowishes?
Everything's my least favorite.
Mine's Rivers of Light, and I don't want to go into it for a long drawn out. There's no story. There's no rhyme or reason. Nothing makes sense.
What about the new Disney update?
Nothing makes sense. They just need to scrap it and do something Lion King on the water. That's what they need to do.
Did you see the Jungle Book one? Was that one cool?
That's what they should have kept.
I never saw it.
It was very cool. I saw it once. Mm-hmm. That's what they should have kept. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I mean, to be fair, Animal Kingdom is pretty much Africa and Friends.
Well, I mean, exactly. But I didn't like it. We even got up close to it one time, but I just can't. It's just not something I want to sit through.
I agree.
Again.
I was not impressed when I saw it.
No.
I was all excited to see it because it was the new thing, and other people with me loved it, and I was like,
we saw multiple versions of it, like when
like-
they did it different times.
I was like, water shot up in the air. Whoop-de fucking do.
Now, I really like...
That one I was not expecting fireworks because I know there's no fireworks there, so that had nothing to do with it. Before you say anything, Larry, I know there's no fireworks there.
No, I really liked Rivers of Light, but for me, the feeling is, wow, look at all this really cool stuff and this really good music and this really cool premise, but we didn't take it that step further, and so it's like when you wake up from a dream and it was a really good dream, but you can only remember bits of it. That's
and they
what
took
the
people
show
away
feels.
from it. That's the thing
They
that
had
kills
actors
me.
in it, and they were so
Yeah.
cool, and they'd come up and be like, oh, they
And
were
then it
looking
just
so
went
cool.
to nothing but boats moving around and water.
Which is great because now we can see the projections easier, but still. My least favorite show. Oh, I don't know. I don't have least favorite anythings.
I do like the Star Wars fireworks.
Oh, those are cool. Those are cool. Gosh, least favorite. I don't even.
It doesn't
Can
have
I
to be
say A
fireworks.
Bug's Life again?
No.
No, you already used it once. You can pick a show. It doesn't have to be fireworks. I just happened to hone in on them real fast because you brought up all these bad memories.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, least favorite show. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
What shows are there?
Oh, no, that's an attraction, isn't it? Hall of
What?
Presidents?
Oh no, Hall of Presidents is a show. and
It's
an
technically
attraction.
a show. So is the Great American.
And
whatever.
not for
The American Adventure. Is that what it's called?
At Epcot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America.
Don't sue us, Disney. It's okay. I sang Imagination before.
Well, to be fair, I only did one word.
I only did one word too. I only said Imagination.
I mean, unless they want to sponsor us.
Well,
Oh, can you imagine?
you mean own us?
We just ripped apart like three
There's-
different things.
There's no sponsoring.
There's no
It's
sponsoring.
owning.
There's join the conglomerate or perish.
become
I mean,
ours.
it wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, we could work for Radio Disney or something. I don't know.
We can't play WAP on Radio Disney. Though.
Unless there's the Kids Bop version.
I'll make the Kids Pop version.
We're not going back to WAP.
I'm really struggling finding at least.
Oh, you see the positive in everything.
Okay, you know what? My least favorite was the old Norway show after the ride. It just felt like there was a kid who would touch things and get visions of his ancestral past, and it was like, man,
the Viking ride?
Norway. And I loved the Maelstrom, but it just felt like now that you've enjoyed a ride, you have to watch this film.
No.
But it's gone now.
Would it count if it was every single screen in Epcot?
I still haven't seen a single one of those shows except for the Norway one.
Good, we're not going to go.
They just
trust me.
redid the Canada one.
See,
Yeah.
we have to see it now. We have to see it.
If Brooklyn Heights was in it, I would go see it.
Oh, Canada.
Brooklyn Heights is a
screen
drag
shows
queen.
are there?
There's
China.
one in France, China, Canada. Is that all?
America.
America.
Technically, but that's not like a Circle Vision show. That's like an involved.
Isn't there
one.
both? Isn't there a show and then the American? Then there's
No,
American
it's-
one?
it's the
just
same
the
thing.
American
Yeah,
Adventure.
it's just it's a cool show. I think the way they move things in and out is great.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, pretty much same.
I mean,
It's
everyone.
like an hour long. It's like a half hour, but
So I know we've almost touched on this, but what about favorite parks in Walt Disney World?
Magic Kingdom is going to be my favorite. That's all I'm going to say. Easy, simple.
Yeah,
Too many words to
Magic's
describe
my
it.
favorite as well, with Hollywood being a close second.
Hollywood being a close second, yes.
yeah, probably Magic. I can't say Hollywood because there's still not that much in it. There's enough in it now for a day,
Right.
but there's not. But not even a day. You could do it in half. A
They
day.
just, well, I mean, most parks we do it in a half a day, but that's because we have the luxury.
But I mean, there's so much in Magic Kingdom. You could take multiple days to do it.
Right.
Epcot, I guess you could take multiple days.
Well, and I think the problem with Hollywood is they designed it as a half-day park. Like, it was literally designed
I
as a
think it's
quickie
better
park.
now that it's not 3/4 under construction.
Yes.
Now that
there's
Galaxy's
more,
Edge is
completely.
open and Toy Story was such a letdown, but Toy Story being open and stuff like that, like
I like Toy Story, but I don't disagree with you.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It was just a letdown. You opened up 2 rides, not a gift shop, but a restaurant, That's not
small
even a
quick
restaurant.
service restaurant.
a quick service
It's
restaurant,
literally a lunchbox.
which they're adding more. I know they're adding more to Toy Story.
More Pixar stuff, I think.
I thought they were adding a whole restaurant.
Where would you put it?
They need to
And the
add
huge
something.
gap between
I thought that's where they were going to put Pixar stuff.
I don't know.
Like
I know
back-
they're adding more to it.
behind
But-
Alien Saucers.
Yeah, between Alien Saucers and Slinky Dog, there's a little area back there.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure there is. But
my favorite acronym.
and then technically, I understand there's 3 rides in Toy Story, but you already had one.
Yeah,
You just
one of them
moved-
doesn't
You
count.
just moved the fucking entrance. Like, excuse the fuck out of me.
right, yeah.
Like,
It's a great entrance.
It's much
though.
more efficient now, though.
Galaxy's Edge is amazing, but it's still a letdown because there's only 2 rides and it's 3-4 stores. I love Star Wars. I love Galaxy's Edge, but you probably could have put at least another ride in there.
There's a lot of space in there.
Yeah.
They could put another ride in eventually. Like,
They
just.
probably might.
My guess is they're going to move Star Tours in there somehow.
I mean,
Yeah.
they could.
That would
It's
be my
not
guess.
diff-
Or you
I mean,
get rid of. I love the Muppets, but you
I would be okay if they got rid
get
of
rid of the Muppets area. I think that's what they have to do to connect the 2 areas. I don't think they're going to literally pick up Star Tours and put it down.
I mean, they could.
They did a lot of reconstruction to build the front of it, though. It used to never look as good as it did.
There's ways to make it, I think, but
so Magic, and what's your favorite?
magic.
Magic. We're all magic.
Oh, we're all Magic
Yeah,
fans.
we're all
Okay.
magic with Hollywood Studios being second, I think.
And then so, Animal or Epcot as your least.
Epcot. Even though a lot of special things happen at Epcot between you and I
Yeah.
can't. I'm getting over all the festivals, and there's got to be more to life.
Epcot's only good when there's a festival. I only go to Epcot when there's a festival. There was one day, I want to say it might have been this year, where my friends were like, hey, let's go to Epcot. And I said, okay. And then the day of, I was like, wait a minute. There's nothing happening at Epcot. Why are we going? Oh, we're going to ride rides. What rides?
Only
we're gonna-
Soarin'.
Oh, we're gonna walk around the world. And do what?
Right.
Like,
But I don't know. It's never been my kind of cup of tea park.
And honestly, like, I love it too. And despite them having great tea there, it is my least favorite of the 4. And it's not that I don't like it, but if I had to rank them, it would be 4th on the list.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, my I don't hate Epcot also, but like I hate the Animal Kingdom. And just I know. It's hot. I know it's designed that way. I've always known it's designed it's supposed to be hot. I like seeing the animals, all that good stuff. Just I don't have good memories from like I feel like whenever I'm there with somebody else, like since it's so hot, we start to get grumpy. And then we start
Yes.
like arguing.
That's the
and,
park
like,
I feel you have to prepare for.
Right, and I love the Like, I like Everest. I like Dinosaur.
Festival of the Lion King.
Festival of the Lion King. I love that show too. I like Safari. Like, I like the rides. It's just every time someone's like, "Oh, let's go to Animal Kingdom," I'm like, "Oh, or we could go somewhere else."
Or we
Like,
could sit in front of an open oven.
Yeah, it's just
And experience a lot of
Pandora's
the same
cool. Like, everything's cool. I hate going there.
I think if there was something that could take me from point A of one part of that park to another point of that park, I think the park in itself would be more enjoyable.
It's also the easiest part to get lost in.
because it's
yes.
so much greenery with so much wild stuff.
Like, all the parks are a circle in a sense.
Hub and spoke.
Yes, but that one's the easiest to get lost because the signs aren't necessarily the best. And, you know, you're going and, like, you get into this, like, cross intersection where there's a bridge this way and then there's a bridge that way, or you keep going straight, but, like, both arrows will point to Everest. And I'm like, well, if I go this way, I have to go through Dino Land to get to Everest, but I can just get to Everest if I keep going straight. Like, you know, it just doesn't...
right, or right there when you leave Everest and like Finding Nemo's on the left.
Yeah.
And then there's two ways to go. You're like, but shouldn't they both take me to the same
Yeah.
place?
It doesn't...
I mean, who hasn't gotten lost trying to find Cali River Rapids? I mean,
Because
it's so hard.
It's tucked back there.
yeah.
Like, it's tucked all the way back, so you're starting to go, and you're like, oh, what's happening? And then, like, you walk right past the entrance, and you're at the fucking exit.
Right.
And you're like, well, how'd I get here? You're walking to the fucking river.
But like, can I have a boat or something, or like something to take me from the front of the park to like safaris or something? Like if there were more modes of transportation, it wouldn't be so hot. It wouldn't be so grumpy. There would just be more.
And, like, I know you
Yeah.
don't like it's tough to be a bug, but it's also fucking impossible to find it because it's in the bottom of the tree.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't walk up to the tree to get it. You have to go around to the
Yeah,
Which
right.
makes
go
no
around.
sense.
Yeah.
It's never made any sense.
You have to
to
go
me.
all the way around to the back. And it's just like,
But the front of that tree, though, so pretty.
And it's funny because like all of these reasons, all of like all the stuff that like you're like, oh, this is why it's not my favorite. Like, you're absolutely not wrong, and these are all points I agree on. But these were all points that they made specifically.
I know. And,
Yeah.
like,
and no, I just think it's funny because like when you know the park really well, it's like, oh, okay, I know how to get around it. But like if there were more shade options, some more cool
Yeah.
like
Misters,
Walt Disney
even?
World wide, more options to stay cool in the Florida heat.
Yes.
But yeah, so
like, I can get around it. It's just...
oh yeah,
I mean, and I know that what we're all talking about, least favorite, most favorite. We love all the Disney parks. We will go to all the Disney parks.
Except for Animal Kingdom.
We will go to all the Disney parks regardless because
Ellen
we like
and I will go to
the magic of it.
I go when someone invites me. I just regret later.
So we're going to Animal Kingdom next
yeah. Our
week.
first
First podcast outing is going to be at Animal Kingdom.
just go with all
we
our-
will podcast live
Strap
for
the
you.
soundboard to my body.
I mean,
we'll just walk around with these giant microphones.
Look like a bunch of Unabomers.
or we'll film that's what we'll do. One day we will film a live story on Instagram at Animal Kingdom so everyone can see how
See
Jeff
how
goes through
sweaty
Animal
I am?
Kingdom. I mean, have you seen me? Come on, I'm sweating right now.
We're just gonna be puddles.
It's true. We'll just change shirts in the between.
That's gonna be the live. We're just gonna be laying down in the middle of the cement with the camera on us, like slowly dripping sweat onto the concrete.
Or
and
we
then
could-
we'll go to
We
fade
could just
black.
go to Dino Land and we could ride the Triceratops spin and just keep riding that, because that's the only thing in Dino Land right now. Anyways.
What's wrong with dinosaur?
Well, I mean, dinosaur and
wants to work.
Triceratops spin that's it.
Well, if it works, I guess.
Those are the only two rides there because, Primeval Whirl.
They get rid of it?
Oh, it's going.
Oh, it's gone
It's already
permanently.
leaving. Rest in, not peace. I hope you rest in misery. Anyways.
Whiplash the ride.
So, it is a new segment that we started last week that I think kind of...
So it's not new.
It's not new, but it's
Everything's
old.
new.
Well, actually,
Everything's
everything is new. But it's something that occurs on Monday, and it is Monday because you're listening to this. You should be listening
What
on Monday.
happens on every Monday?
This is so crazy. What happens on every Monday? So this is Man Crush Monday, and since we're talking about the Disney parks, our Man Crush this episode is Chris Evans, aka Captain America, aka America's ass, aka make sure you vote. He made sure to make sure everyone knew that. So please make sure you go out there and vote. We're going to hear this again at the end of the episode. But go vote. Exercise your right. Just do it. Great. So now, one of my favorite things in our podcast is something that my husband does, and I'm very excited because that once again we have a lovely segment called
Share a story.
So
Isn't this the first time we're doing it?
this is the second time we're doing
It's
it.
the second time.
We did it
a couple episodes ago.
I'm sorry, episode 00.
We have 2 episodes. Did we share a story in the intro?
We
Yeah,
did.
we-
It was
we
the
shared
hangry
a
one,
story.
remember?
The time that we were
Oh,
angry.
did you introduce it as share a story?
Yes.
And then we all talked about it like
He did
like
it
we
just
are
like
now.
that.
They gave me alcohol before this episode, guys, so you know the alcohol brain's kicking in.
Hey, that was a pretty good drink. And
Did I complain?
no, you said you couldn't taste the alcohol.
Well, clearly it got to me. No, we're good, guys. We're good.
But yeah, so this week's share a story is going to be about one of our favorite memories in the Disney parks, any of the Disney parks. So we're going to let Larry go first.
So I have so many favorite
You
memories.
can only choose one.
Okay, I'm gonna use 2, because they're gonna go fast.
I have
Our
2
first
also.
date, Alan. Our first date at Disney. Or it was our second date. Or
Was
no,
it our
it was.
pre-date?
Oh my gosh, it was our date where you and I officially started dating.
Oh,
And
that
we
one.
raced to after I asked you out.
That wasn't our first date.
Yeah, no, that's why I said
Let
we
him tell the
officially
damn
started
story.
dating. So yeah, let me talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So the way I asked you out, I thought it was clever. It was during the Frozen fireworks and stuff, but we were at Epcot watching the fireworks, and I'm like, wanna like
What the hell are the Frozen fireworks?
they were at Hollywood. It was a Frozen fireworks spectacular.
It was during the Frozen celebration.
a Frozen summer
Shortly after the movie came out, that next summer, I'm sorry, and I think Disney Hollywood Studios understands this. It was a half-assed festival type thing at Hollywood Studios.
Continue your story.
Anyway, we made a lot of fun memories watching the fireworks there.
Would I have hated this one too?
Yes,
Okay.
because it would have had a lot. Olaf had his full song, so yeah.
Okay, continue.
Anyway, so I was being clever, and I was like, "Can I just say something crazy?" And
Of
you're
course,
like,
I love crazy.
would you go out with me?
We are out.
Is that really
And that
how it
was
went?
what happened.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said we are out.
And it was sweet. I could see in your eyes that you were hoping I was gonna ask you out, and I was hoping you were gonna ask me out, and so you didn't want to be let
I
down.
didn't want to assume.
But anyway, so after that, we were like, oh, I bet we could get over to Wishes, and so we raced over to Magic Kingdom to watch Wishes, and we got there right as soon as Tinkerbell started flying off the castle.
And I love when Tinkerbell flies off the castle. It makes me cry every time.
Second favorite one was when we were at Disneyland for our honeymoon, and we were walking down Main Street. It was nighttime, and we had just gotten our ice cream, and we found our little bench off to the side by the corn dog stand, and we got to hear the Married Life song play on Main Street, and I just started tearing up so much. And you started tearing up when you heard it, and
You're
it
gonna make
was
him
just
cry right now. He's about to tell stories, and he's gonna be like,
Well, because wasn't it
'Cause
our?
it has
It was
a
our
very-
anniversary, right?
it was
He said, "Honey."
This specific one was our anniversary because the whole time we were walking around Disneyland saying we're not gonna get to hear it because we didn't hear
it at all. Yeah,
the whole time on our first anniversary. And I just remember that's when it happened. It was definitely our first anniversary.
Yeah, when after we got ice cream.
Yes, it was after we got ice cream. We did not get ice cream on our honeymoon because we had a night flight.
Yeah.
Yes, this was just one of the random days, and I do remember it because I'm crying right now because of it. Mm-hmm. But we went we were there 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't hear it, and we were in Main Street almost every night. We didn't hear it, and one of our second to last nights, we heard it, and I had my ice cream. You had your bawling.
Yeah,
just bawling.
Because I have the song downloaded, and it has that very specific intro where they just play up and down on the flutes. or the piano or whatever, and I cued into it and I was like, and it was just, I loved it. But that's my favorite story. That's me sharing a story.
My favorite, it's at Disneyland. Sorry, Jeff. I know you haven't been.
You'll just have to, when it opens again,
this
you'll
one
have to
time when I was
go.
at Disneyland.
Oh, no.
But you know what? That'll be the next segment for every episode we do from now on. One time at Disneyland.
One time at Disney.
We'll just
I'll
leave
keep
Jeff out.
Googling stuff.
Only on our theme park episodes.
We're so mean.
Went on that Cars ride there.
So
Man.
one of my favorite memories of Disney is also from that trip though. We were staying at the Disneyland Hotel. Beautiful hotel. We checked in.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, it's beautiful. You have to stay there. We checked in. We get to our room. This is our first anniversary. We check in. We walk in the door. They did chocolate tuxedo strawberries. They put roses all over our bed. We had a great room. It was a king bed, all that stuff. Larry and I literally looked at everything and was like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, let's change our shoes and let's go have dinner. Mind you, the park was going to close in 30 minutes. Larry and I ran to the monorail, we didn't go on the monorail because we went through the front gate. Mm-hmm. Went through the front gate, ran straight down Main Street.
Yes.
To the right-hand side is the best corn dog stand in all of Disney. Doesn't matter, hands down, every Disney park in the world. That's a big say right there.
Corn dog.
We ran down there just to
You
get
told me to go to the corn dog stand.
corn dog, and I told you specifically where it is. At the end of Main Street on the right-hand side, we got 2 corn dogs and 2 pickles. Mm-hmm. And we turned our happy butts around and started walking out of the park.
Right back home.
We didn't even stay for the fireworks that were going on. We just got the corn dog and went back to the Disneyland Hotel and passed out.
That was a great night.
So it was because it was just, I don't know, it was just so carefree. It was super duper fun. What about you, Jeff? What's your favorite Disney memory from Disneyland?
From Disneyland?
Oh, wait.
So from Disneyland, it was this one time. No, it's gonna be a weird memory. So the memory that sticks out the most of any Disney trip, because we used to do Disney trips all the time when I was a kid, was I was 5, and my brother was just turning 2.5, 3. Mm-hmm. So he was at that really bad stage, and we were at Pizza Planet when Pizza Planet was still a thing. Mm-hmm. So this is a long time ago.
It was.
When we were at Pizza Planet in MGM.
Back when it was NGO.
When we were at MGM, and my mom went to go get the pizza and left me with my brother and my dad. And when my mom comes back, my little brother is crying.
What did you do?
Because he threw his binky on the ground, but we could not find it. Because, one, it's Disney. So
Right.
there's a billion other people. And my dad is so pissed off because he threw his binky and he's continuously crying. Because they were trying to wean him off the binky because he was still on it. Mm-hmm. And he was super stubborn about it. But then they were stupid and they told him hey, after this trip, no more binky. So I guess he just got frustrated and threw it in the store in Pizza Planet to try and make a point, but didn't want to. And they got really upset he didn't have it. So
I mean, toddler logic, yeah.
So my dad got really mad, and I was just sitting there eating my pizza, and I was like, can we see the Toy Story parade? Because the Toy Story parade was still happening. That's when they still had the Toy Story parade.
Right.
And I loved Toy Story, and I really wanted to see the parade. So my mom took my brother back to the hotel room, and my dad stayed with me, and we watched the parade and stuff. But I don't know, that memory just we always talk about it when I'm trying to embarrass my brother in front of his friends or something like that, or his new girlfriend or something. I always talk about that story or something like that.
What
And,
hotel was around when you were there? Was it a Disney hotel or?
Yeah, it was a Disney hotel. We stayed. It was for one of my dad's business trips, so they always rented out the Grand Floridian or something like
Okay.
that.
Oh, fancy.
I'm pretty sure we were at the Grand Floridian because I still remember when you could go on the beach area and play in the water on
Yeah.
the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would have been the
Not
grand.
anymore.
No, not anymore. But
Yeah, but the walkway, though, they have now is pretty cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that was still had the MGM, still the old
Gosh.
Star Tours was a thing then.
Were the
Pretty sure
Ninja
it was.
Turtles
It
still
had
there?
to have been freshly a thing.
I don't know.
Because Star Tours came
Oh,
out.
Pizza Planet was there. So I think well, my brother was born in '93, so
And he would have been too. So yeah, 95 checks out.
yeah, and
95,
so,
96.
and I think that's right when because I think Star Tours came when they were re-releasing the original trilogy in theaters again.
Yeah.
'Cause my dad took me to see episode 4. He's the one that turned me into the nerd I am today.
My parents got me the 3 cassette tape whenever they were releasing in the theater. The 3 set tape of the 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, and 6.
My
The
grandpa.
silver box.
Yes,
My
I
grandpa
just don't
got
know where
that.
it is now.
Yeah, I don't know where ours is either, but yeah, my dad turned me into a nerd.
Pretty sure you were always supposed to be one.
He turned me into one. He got me into Star Wars. He used to play D&D. I
Oh,
still have his original handbook.
stop!
It's like this big.
Now it's ginormous.
This big. But yeah, that's what I'll only do one because I'm polite.
I only did one. I'm polite.
I did too because
I
Wow.
mean, you do introduce the segment, so it is true that you can do
I
two.
gotta do too. That's just me.
Wow.
Pixie dust all over.
Yeah. Well, I think we should wrap this episode up, guys. So thanks so much for listening, guys. We ran a little longer than we normally do this time around, but that's okay. Who knows how long we're going to go next time?
Well, when you get the 3 of us talking about the Disney parks, it's kind of,
Yeah,
we're
if there's
going to
anything-
talk about a lot.
Yeah, and if you guys want to know anything about what we think about certain things about Disney or any questions you have about that or anything like that, you guys can email those questions to us at gigglesandgays@gmail.com. You could also tweet them
Over at the Giggles and Gays Twitter, same thing. Retweet us, message us, comment,
Slide
like
into
stuff.
those DMs. Be polite. He's married.
Twitter have DMs. I don't. Tweet.
Yes.
I
that's
think
what
they
have.
do.
I don't tweet around.
That's what
But
they're
I'm
called.
not
They're called
popular
DMs.
on my regular
Direct
account.
message.
You can
Messages.
definitely slide into our DMs on Instagram.
Our Instagram is, of course, also at Giggles and Gays. You can send us messages on there, ask us
Appropriate messages.
appropriate messages. Also, let us know for our next theme park podcast if you want to hear anything specific, what park you want us to do, questions you have, anything like that. Go ahead and do that on there as well.
You can do it on the Facebook page, which is Giggles and Gays, as well. Please share the page too to your friends whenever you see it. Invite them, whatever you can do. Hype us up a little bit here. You guys can listen to this and tell your friends where to listen to it wherever. We'll have the links to the bottom of this for like Apple Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. What's the other one? Google Play Music. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Spotify.
Spotify, the Google Play Music Store.
Where all
Spotify.
podcasts are heard.
Yeah, if you see a site that we're playing on that you listen to a podcast on, let us know so we can also add that to the list as well. You can follow these boys on their personal Instagrams. I mean, if you can find my Instagram, I will accept you. But the last picture's from like 2016.
That's a long time ago.
Maybe the boys will get me to update it somehow. But as of right now, it's just my bearded dragon on there. But Larry.
I have two Instagrams. My first is Arxryl, ARXRYL. The second one's Arxryl, inked by Arxryl. It's my art account. Alan, what about you?
I am only at at ginger_prince_charming on Instagram. Feel free. I post a lot of random stuff on there, so feel free to follow me. Also, friends, don't forget to vote. The election is coming up very soon in November. Make sure you're registered. I think most states are registering soon. Check out how you're going to be able to vote, whether you can do it by mail, whether you can do it. But definitely check your status.
It takes 2 minutes to sign up to do
It's
it on
so easy. Just make sure you do it, everybody. And yeah, this has been Giggles and Gays. My name is Alan.
I'm Larry.
there. I'm Jeff, and guys, never stop giggling. Bye.